Hello everyone, what is up? Welcome back to the vlog and welcome to the first official episode of the Nico Lunamor show, your quarterly update on all things me, with your host, me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a month-by-month breakdown, just how my life was going, the things I was doing each month. And then I'm going to get into some of the books I read, some of the places I went, and all the crazy things that go on inside my head. So without any further ado, let's get into my life. Okay, I've got a question for the culture. Can we tell that the microphone is a prop? It's a real microphone, but I could not figure out how to get it to work. So it's basically just for shits and gigs. Anyways, I had to flip the camera around because for my month-by-month breakdown, I am going to be referring to some notes that I took on my phone. So that's why I'm on the front camera. But I forgot to pull them up, so I will do that right now. Okay, I'm back. So starting off with January. So my friend and I decided that we were going to try to do a dry January this year, and it was mostly a success, I will say. My birthday's in January, so I told myself that I'm allowed to drink, but only on my birthday. And so that's what I did. On my birthday, I made myself some coquito, which is a coconut eggnog type drink with rum. And so I made that for my birthday. And it was good, but I didn't really get that drunk, and it kind of felt like a waste because I was doing so well. Like, I did not drink the entire month of January. And honestly, I felt really good not drinking. Like, I ate dry January up. Like, not only was I not drinking, I was reading every day, journaling every day. I think I missed one day journaling. And I was doing yoga every single day. And like, I don't know, I was just like really kind of thriving. But like, not really. Like, mentally, I was not okay. I was like sad and stressed and just not okay. But like, externally, like the things I was doing like a good job of like keeping to these habits that I want to have. But it's funny, like, that didn't, correspond with like improved mental health, which is kind of upsetting. Like, whatever. Yeah, so what did I write here? I kind of ate dry January up. Yeah, I did eat it up. Like, it was a good month. It was a good month. Like, despite feeling really sad, like, I was proud, or I am proud of how well I kept up on the things I was doing. So I've got some questions for the culture for myself. Did dry January solve all my problems? No, it didn't. But it did help. I will say it did help. I think it's not even that I drink a lot. Like, I drink on occasion, but I don't really drink that much. And when I do drink, I don't really drink to the point where I get really drunk either, because I hate feeling gross like the next day. But it was, I think I would do it again, dry January, and like maybe a different month, like dry July or something. Maybe not July because that's summertime. I don't know, maybe next year I'll try to do like a dry spring or dry winter. Dry first 3 months of the year. We'll see. We'll see what I decide. Did dry January cure you of all ailments? No, it did not. It did not. Did dry January suck ass? Honestly, not really. I kind of felt good not drinking. Let's see. Did dry January convince you of your capacity to change? I'm gonna go out here and say yes. Yeah, it felt really good, like just sticking to it. Um, and like if I can do that for a month, what else can I do or not do? Um, and my last question here, or my last three questions, was it worth it? Yes. Was it a 10 out of 10? I would say it's like a 9.5 out of 10. It was pretty good. Would I do it again? I would do it again. I would, in fact, do it again. Okay, moving on to a flop of a month, if you will, and that was February. So because I kind of like ate up dry January and I was like exercising, I think I even like ran, which I don't run, I don't like running. But I was like going on runs, I was doing yoga, I think I was even doing like arm and ab workouts. Like I was really going in. I was going in January. The pendulum had to like swing the other way. And that, led me to fat fuck February. Fat fuck February. That's what it was. I did not exercise. I tried to continue with the yoga. Did not happen. I tried to eat healthily. Did not happen. And honestly, I think I was eating really, really poorly. And like family was visiting. February was honestly not a very good month for me. Like I was relieved of some of my like stress, my day-to-day stress, but it kind of just made me feel sad and useless, which was not fun. Like in the month of February, my mom came here to Puerto Rico to help take care of my grandmother. So I was kind of like off that month, so I had a break. But yeah, it kind of made me sad. Like it was kind of like an escape, but not a healthy one. Like I felt like I was just avoiding the inevitable. And also like my cousins were visiting, my uncle was here, my sister was here. And so it was kind of like a chaotic time. And I like really was not taking good care of myself. Like I felt like a fat fuck. I felt like a fat fuck, a flop, a failure. It was tragic. Okay, I have written here eating, exercise, and escapism because I was eating badly, I wasn't exercising, and I was doing it to escape my pain. I kind of felt like a failure. Like, it made me think about my life and how I don't know what I want or what I'm gonna do with my life or whatever that means. It was just like really sad. And so not exercising, not, journaling, not reading. I think I was still reading, but not as frequently. I was still able to finish my book in that month. But it wasn't like a consistent habit. But not doing those things also negatively impacted my mental health. So it's kind of a lose-lose situation. Like, what can I do? I think the problem is I'm trying to fix an internal problem by changing my external. Like me journaling and reading, these can be helpful things, but it's kind of just avoiding the problem. Like I said, escapism. Like I'm escaping somewhere else. I'm escaping into the book or escaping into exercise, which I would never do because I hate exercise, but I do know that that is a thing that is done. Okay, what else? Oh, I also went home in February, and I will talk about that later when I get into the places I went, because I did something very fun back home. But while I was home, I was also not eating well. I wrote, I ate so much food on my visit home, like unspeakable amounts of the worst things you can imagine. Okay, maybe not the worst things, because I'm still vegan, 10 years vegan. Um, so not like horrible things, but like the worst vegan food. Like I'm not eating corpses. I don't believe in that. Um, but what did I write here? I don't eat carcasses, but the amount of vegan butter I ate over the span of a week and a half is obscene. Bread and butter on the side of every meal, like literally every meal, bread and butter, bread and butter. I'm sorry, I'm like not very centered. I'm like off to the side, and now I'm changing it freaking 10 minutes in. Okay, cool. And now I can't see. I think I need glasses, you guys. I don't want glasses, but I don't want contacts. I can't touch my eyes. Freaks me out. The nastiest red 40 monstrosities from Trader Joe's. Okay, the Trader Joe's Takis though. The Trader Joe's chili, lime, twist, chip, whatever the fucks. So good. Like, I can eat far too many. And it's disgusting, but I love them. Somehow they are both the best and worst chip I've ever had in my life. Okay, so moving on to March. So we had, dry January. I kind of ate it up, like a good month, kind of. Fat fuck February, not fun, not ideal. Like I kind of just was, not thriving. And then, in March I was like, maybe I can pick up some of the things that I left behind. Like I can start doing yoga again. I can go for walks, go for runs, move my body, journal, read, do these things that make me feel a little bit better in my craziness. That did not happen. I kind of just had a miserable March. I wanted to have like a middle of the road March, a medium-sized March to go, transition, get out of Fat Fuck February. But that did not happen. I did one yoga practice and then I did not do any more. I told myself I was going to start walking and I think it lasted 3 days. I'm literally blind. Yeah, I said it. My walking lasted 3 days before I turned anything into an excuse to not walk. But it was raining. To be fair, it was raining a lot. So I'm gonna blame the rain. It's like I can't walk in the rain. What am I made of? Made of paper? Like I'm made of paper. No, I'm actually made of sugar because I'm so sweet. I feel like I am not succeeding at being better. My word of the year. Oh, flop Tina for real. I said my word of the year this year was going to be better because I just want to be better. I want to feel better. I want to treat myself better. And I have not been better. In fact, I have been worse. I have been really down with the sickness. I have been down in the trenches. I've been down bad and a half. And I need that to change. Okay. That has been my month-by-month breakdown. I am going to come back to talk about the books I read, but I am going to flip the camera around just for shits and gigs. I have 2 of the 3 books I read here. The other book I left back in Massachusetts. But I think before I get into the books, I'm going to talk about some of the places I went. Which I have written down in my journal. So I will flip the camera and I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Or do. Follow your heart. You have free will. Where's my little beeper? Did it work? It's not working. Okay, great. Love that. Okay, back camera. We're back. So right now, I'm going to talk about the places I went in the past 3 months. I thought I wrote this down. Okay. Oh, maybe I'll insert some clips as well. In January, I went to the beach. I went to the beach. Oh, and I saw hermit crab. I will insert the video. I'm like, I couldn't read my handwriting. I saw hermit crab. I'll insert that video here. Okay. In February, I went home. And it was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was a blizzard. And it was cold, but honestly not as miserable as I thought it would be. It was kind of nice, honestly. After living in the tropics for a year, and mind you, I 100% prefer the tropics. Like, I do not want to endure more winters in my life. But to visit, it was nice. Like, I missed the quiet of winter. Like, when you get insulated by the snow. And I do miss the way that the snow looks on the trees. But other than that, I really did not miss the snow. Maybe I'll insert some clips of the snow here, because it was really beautiful. Okay, I want to talk about probably the most fun thing I did when I went back home. And then I'll get sort of into the negatives, because let's start off strong. I saw Jade from Little Mix, Jade Thirlwall, in concert. It was amazing. Like, probably the best show I've ever been to. I mean, I've only been to like 5 concerts in my life, but I think it was number 1. It was so good. She is such an incredible performer. I mean, she's been doing this for at least a decade. So she's a professional. But she's so talented. And her dancers, like, okay, everything about the show was amazing. I went with my sister and my 2 best friends, and just incredible. Like, time of my life. Like, I don't think I took a single video on my phone because I was so in it. Like, she made one of my favorite albums of the year last year. So many incredible songs. Like, it was just so good. Go listen to Jade if you haven't listened to Jade already. She's just amazing. It was an amazing concert. Like, I just had like so much fun. Like, I don't even mind that I had to wait out in the cold in like literally completely naked, but I'm making it fashion. Like, I was wearing, oh my gosh, go watch my video. I think it's the video before this video. I made these jeans. Well, I didn't make the jeans, but I turned the jeans into something else, kind of. I mean, they were still jeans. Go watch the video. I wore those jeans with like a mesh shirt underneath, mesh long sleeve, with like a button down, like flowy, I think it's actually back. You probably can't see it, but it's a black and white shirt back there. Maybe I'll insert a clip or a picture of my outfit with the cowboy hat. Like the Midnight Cowboy. And it looked sickening, but it was freezing. But I didn't even mind because the show was so good. It was so worth it. Okay, but now I want to talk about how going home made me really sad. So I moved here a year ago, and I kind of like left everything behind. I had lived my entire life in that same small town, in that same house in Massachusetts, for 23 years. And moving here, I knew it was going to be sad, but I was like really happy because this is where I've like wanted to be ever since I came here for like the first time. Well, I guess the second time, because the first time I came here, I don't remember. I was 4 years old. But the second time I was like a teenager, and then we started coming more frequently, and I just kind of fell in love. And it's nice. I do like living here, but it's hard to live a life away from everything you've ever known. And I've like kind of really been struggling with that. And I'm very lonely. I haven't made friends here. I I don't know, I don't go out very often, and I'm not a super sociable person. Social, like, I'm not an extrovert. I probably could have made, some friends if I tried harder, but I don't know, it's hard. And going home, I think I realized how much I miss my friends, and I miss home. I lived there for so long. I do miss it. And also seeing my friends, it made me really sad. Because, life goes on without you. And I knew that was going to happen. That's fine. But it felt like, my friends' lives weren't as affected, which obviously they didn't have to get up and leave everything behind. But it did make me feel some type of way, and don't know why. I let myself, I definitely make things worse for myself. But yeah, I'm excited to spend some time at home this summer. Yeah, okay, let me move on, because I don't want this video to be too sad, but just know sometimes life is sad. But sometimes it's happy, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. Okay, moving on. In March I went crazy, and I know that's not really a place, but I came back and I started hiding away in the prison of my mind. Because coming back here sort of made me realize that I have to start creating a life here, more so than I have been. Because if I don't want to feel alone or out of place, then I have to make this place my home. Yeah. It's okay to feel stuck. It's okay to not know what you want, but you can't let it ruin your life. Okay. Let's talk about some goals I have for this upcoming quarter before I get into the books, because I want to end off on the books that I've read. So some goals that I have for this upcoming quarter, which starts tomorrow, April. Happy April, everyone, because I think this will be up tomorrow, hopefully. My first goal is that I want to exercise more often. I want to start feeling good in my body. I still feel like a fat fuck, and I know it's not Fat Fuck February anymore, but, it's definitely not a medium-sized March. We are still large and in charge, and obviously I'm small, but I am the heaviest I've ever been in my life, which is fine, but I just wish it was for reasons like maybe I was muscly or built or taller or something. I don't want to be the heaviest just because of my gut. And that's what it is. It's just my gut. You can't tell, but it is protrusive, okay? Continue reading a book a month. I'm reading Gateway right now, and I like it. That's going to be my book of April. And like I mentioned, I have read a book. My goal for this year was to read one book every month. And I think I'm going to do that plus more, hopefully. Because I've already read 3 books in the first 3 months. I'm reading a 4th book now, getting a head start for April. Okay, and then another goal for this quarter is to post 3 videos on YouTube. This video, episode 1. I think if I can get this video uploaded by tomorrow, I want to entitle it "This Is Not a Joke," because it's April Fool's Day. And hashtag clickbait. Clickbait the house down boots Houston, I'm deceased. Okay, so I want to make this video. I want to make my Tuesday Tea and Tarot talk on action as an antidote. Because if you know me, and you know me, you know I love to avoid things. I don't love to, but I do it all the time. Go watch my video on anger, anxiety, and avoidance. And this is sort of a Tuesday Tea and Tarot talk in response to that anger, anxiety, and avoidance essay, because I need to take some action to remedy my struggles. Like, I feel like, how can, like, I acknowledge something but then not do anything to change it? Like, it's really a big problem of mine. Like, how can I know something but not believe it? I need to work on that. And then the last video I want to post this quarter, I mean, I want to post as many videos as I can because I'm trying to get back into the YouTube bag. But these three, I need to post these videos. Like, they need to exist because they've been going on in my mind for too long. So this video, my Tuesday Tea and Tarot talk on action as an antidote, and what do you want with the world / existing in the evil empire is eating at me, which is the next essay in my nonsense series, which I'm really excited for, even though it's not that good. But I feel like it's very timely, even though I wrote it a long time ago, because I don't know what I want from the world, but I do know that existing in the evil empire is eating at me. Okay, for our final segment, we are going to talk about the books I read this quarter. And so I read 3 books. I read Beloved by Toni Morrison, and I read 2 books by Ocean Vuong. First, I read The Emperor of Gladness, and then I read On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. And so here's something I wrote about these books, and kind of like a theme that runs through them, which I called haunting. Like, I think these books are, especially Beloved, I think is the most haunting novel, but these other 2 books, I'll get into it. I'll explain. I think they also have a sort of hauntingness to them. I wrote here that I spent the winter haunted by happiness, engulfed by the ghost of joy, always just out of reach. I can't remember ever being this sad, but I can't remember much of anything anymore. It hurts to remember. And this reminded me of a quote from The Emperor of Gladness. And I think it's my favorite quote that I wrote down from this book, and it has to do with remembering. Because to remember is to fill the present with the past, which meant that the cost of remembering anything at all, is life itself. We murder ourselves, he thought, by remembering. It hurts to remember. I lie and say that I'm just living in the moment, but I'm not present at all. I don't know how that feels. Okay, so I've read 3 books this year so far, and I think they're 3 of the best books I've ever read. I think Beloved being the best book I've ever read, which really isn't saying much. I haven't read all that many books. But yeah, so I sort of view these 3 books as tied together by haunting, like I mentioned before, but specifically haunted by happiness. Because, you know, you don't know, because I haven't explained it. So obviously happiness is a good thing, something we want more of. So how could we be haunted by something so positive? I think it's because speaking from personal experience, I tend to look at the past as a simpler time. I am nostalgic for the happiness I felt when I was younger, when I had less worries, less stresses. And I feel, haunted that I'll never get that back. Or that it feels like I won't get that back. Maybe I will. Okay. I want to talk about each book and their different types of haunting. So Beloved, I wrote, is haunted by the horrors of history. I mean, it's a book about slavery, escaping slavery, and then there is a literal haunting by the ghost of the main character's child that she killed because she didn't want her child to face the same fate as her, of enslavement. And it's really haunting. It's really incredibly well written. It's a great book. Okay. The Emperor of Gladness. I wrote that this is represents haunting, being haunted by the heaviness of hope. So there is kind of, okay, I saw some people critiquing this book that it's too sad, too depressed, too drugs, too, girl, like, sometimes life is like that. Not everyone is able to be happy all the time. But I think throughout this book, we see the desire for hope, the need for hope, and how sometimes hope is hard to carry because hope is something that we need to get through the toughness of reality. We need to hope that it'll be better one day. And that is heavy. It's hard to accept that today is not good enough. Or it's hard to exist in the now. And that's why I think hope can be heavy, like, especially, I think of it like in regards to the main character and his cousin, like their need for hope, but also the woman that the main character becomes the caretaker of, and how she had to hold on to hope escaping war in her youth, and how that is hard. Hard sounds like an understatement, but tough. I can't find a good word, but horrible. But it was her duty to hold on to that hope that she would get out, and she did eventually. But and she's haunted by the PTSD, haunted by flashbacks and the pain and everything. So much haunting in these books. Okay, and then I think On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous was my favorite of the 3 books. Not in terms of like quality. I think Beloved is the best book, but I think my favorite that sort of most resonated with me was On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous, because I think this talks about being haunted by honesty, because this book is a letter to the main character's mother, who cannot read, so she will never receive this information, and that's why he can be honest, but sometimes honesty can do harm, and I think that's why some of these things were kept in a form that separates him, or separates the truth from his mother, because he feels like he has to get out some of these things, but he couldn't possibly tell them to his mother. And I just thought that was just like, I don't know, like an incredible book. Like I really, really like this book. I think it's very powerful. Yeah, this book is great. Okay. I'm gonna flip through and see if I have any quotes from any of the books that I want to share. I think I already shared my favorite quote from The Emperor of Gladness, but I think there's one more from that book that I want to share. Oh, okay, this kind of relates to what I was talking about nostalgia. This is from The Emperor of Gladness. Those were the times. Those were the times, those who lived through it would say, years later, not knowing what it was they meant. And I wrote, this is me talking about 2020. Like, I was like, those were the good old days, but, like, was it? Okay. Okay, this is another good quote. People don't know what's enough. That's their problem. They think they suffer, but really they're just bored. They don't eat enough carrots. So throughout the book, the woman that the main character is the caretaker of talks about how carrots, because they're in the ground and other root vegetables, they have to create their own light. And so eating them gives us happiness and joy and energy. And so I think it's funny, like she ends this like profound quote with, they don't eat enough carrots. But this is me, you know, I think I suffer, but really I'm just bored. I'm not doing the things that make me excited about life. This is one of them, so I'm trying to do that. Okay. And then I think the last quote I want to share is from On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. And also, if you want me to, so normally when I read a book, I do like an I read a book, talking about all the quotes I wrote down, all my thoughts on the book. If you want me to do that for any of these books, I can do that because I have more quotes that I've written down. But I kind of just wanted to, I don't know, try something different. But if you want me to go into depth with any of the books, please let me know. I will do it. I'll do it. Okay. So these are the last two quotes I want to talk about from On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous, and they're on the same page towards the end of the book. He says, "What if all I ever wanted was my life, Ma?" And that hit me hard. That's all I want. It's my life. To be able to live my life. And I don't know what I want for my life, but I know that I want to feel free enough to live it. And I think more so than my life, if I were to write something, is all I ever wanted was to be enough, or to feel like enough, because I've never felt like enough. Okay, and then this one is like my favorite, and it relates to this, like me making videos and being seen. To be gorgeous, you must first be seen, but to be seen allows you to be hunted. And that is the grim reality of life. You know, I think we all want to be seen, but we don't want the pain that comes with that. But no pain, no gain. Pleasure leads to pain. To me, they're both the same. Okay, I think I'm done. I've gone on for too long now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be back in 3 months with another episode of the Nico Lunamor show. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for the other videos I mentioned, and let me know if there's anything else you would like to see, a video of me talking about these books. I don't know. What else do I make? What other videos do I make on here? I don't know. Goodbye. I'm leaving.